Welcome to the Ingredient by Brew and Feed. We are here to make apple pie spice donuts, a fall winter treat. So let me break down what the ingredients are, and then I'm going to walk you through the recipe that's on our website and how to make it. We got some whole milk. We got powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar. We got vegetable oil, which should have been canola oil, but I've grabbed the wrong thing at the store. Whole all-purpose flour, baking soda, baking powder, apple pie spice, which we normally sell this time of year. We haven't released it yet, but apple pie spice. Apple butter. Apple butter is going to add some more apple flavor. It's going to also give the donut some thickness, some fullness, and also add some sweetness too. We got some salt. Fine sea salt, which we do sell on our website right now, and vanilla extract. So that's all your ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ingredients to make these donuts, which is not a lot because some of the stuff you're going to already have in your cabinet anyway. But anyway, so I'm going to show you how to make this. One final ingredient that I need for this is apple pie cider. They had it at the store, but it's the season where they start thinning out the inventory and they don't have the small containers. All they have is the big gallon containers. I only need 1/4 cup. So I bought some apples. I chopped them up. I'm gonna just grind these up in my juicer and make my own apple cider fresh. So hopefully that will actually be better than what I could have got at the store. So I'm gonna do that real quick and get ready to make these donuts. So there you have it, apple juice. So that's going to continue to drip for a few minutes. One last thing I wanted to share with you was that you need a donut mold in order to make these. I got this from Amazon. I think it was a 2-pack, but you can just go on Amazon or go to your local like Walmart or whatever, or your favorite online store and get a donut mold, because that's how we're going to make these. We're not going to fry these like you see a lot of donuts made these days. We're going to bake them. So they're going to be like little cakes. All right, so I got my recipe on brewandfeed.com. I'm going to put that here. I've already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. First thing we need is a cup of flour. We have 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of apple pie spice, which I already measured out here. So we got 1 teaspoon of apple pie spice measured out. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So these are our dry ingredients. We can stir these up with the whisk. Just get those all mixed up. Did I put the baking powder in there? Yeah, I didn't put the baking powder in there. So we need 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. See, that's why it's good to follow the instructions. Half of the challenge of doing a recipe is making sure that you follow the instructions. I like to get all my ingredients out of the way once I use them, unless I'm going to use them again. That way I know I already put them in there, and that's how I knew I didn't have the baking powder in there, because it was still sitting here. And now it's time to we need a separate bowl to mix our wet ingredients up with. So 1/2 cup of apple butter, 1/4 cup of apple cider, 1/4 cup. A tablespoon of canola oil, or in this case, vegetable oil, because I bought the wrong thing. So 1 tablespoon. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So we got our wet ingredients here, and then we're gonna mix the wet ingredients in with the dry and then make sure it's all combined. And now the next thing to do is to spoon the batter into the donut pan. Before I do that, I wanna make sure that this is oiled. And I don't have any spray, so I'm gonna put a little bit of this in here. And I am just gonna use my finger. Actually, I have a towel. I had a paper towel somewhere. I'm just gonna use a paper towel to lightly oil this pan so that my donuts don't stick to the pan. I'll try to put the link to this donut pan in the description for this video, so folks can have it, and you can get your own. Okay, so next step is to get this into the pan. All right, so we got our donuts in the mold. We're gonna go ahead and throw these in the oven. We're gonna bake for 8 to 10 minutes. And it says the donuts are done when they spring back when you gently press them. So that's what we're gonna check for in about 8 to 10 minutes. And let's do this while I clean up a bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, our donuts are all cooked. I let them go for a whole 10 minutes. And this is what they look like. They're gonna look a lot better when we put the glaze on them, but they're done. I tasted a little bit of it. It's delicious. Not too sweet, a little bit of hint of saltiness from the salt. It's delicious. So the next thing we need to do is make the glaze. It calls for 1/4 cup of whole milk, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 2 cups of confectioners or powdered sugar. I got my milk here. So what the recipe calls for is putting the milk in a saucepan along with the vanilla extract. So I have to heat up the milk to warm it up. So we're going to take a quick break. While I do that, then we'll come back and we'll mix in our powdered sugar. All right, our milk and vanilla extract mixture is warm. I'm going to sit it here. It's not hot, but I didn't want to sit this hot pan on my brand new countertop. So the next thing we need to do is whisk in this confectioner sugar. And what's weird about this stuff is it dissolves and becomes a lot less than what you see here. So when I first saw this recipe, I was like, that's a lot of sugar, but once you put it in here and start dissolving it, it shrinks down. So I'm just gonna whisk this in here. We're gonna give that a few more minutes to thicken up, and then we'll come back and we'll dip our donuts and we'll finish off with a taste test. Okay, now we're ready for the part that makes me nervous, is dipping the donuts in the glaze. So let's see if I can get this right. We don't need our instructions anymore. So we'll just, one at a time, give it a little dip. There's one, of course. Okay, I've replated the donuts and they look amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and give these a taste test. I'll grab this one here. They're moist. They're a little weighty for donuts. They're not light and fluffy like you would get at Krispy Kreme. They're a little more weighty, kind of like Dunkin' Donuts donuts. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Oh, that is amazing. You got to try this recipe. The apple pie spice comes through real nice. The vanilla and the icing kind of balances it out. And then there's that we added salt in this recipe, and that balances out the sweetness of both the donut and the glaze. It gives it a great flavor. I can tell the apple pie butter and the apple cider added a boost of apple flavor to it. So this donut tastes a lot like apple, and the glaze is amazing. So hopefully I'll share the recipe link in the description for this video. Hopefully you'll get to try it soon. It's really simple, really easy. There is a lot of ingredients, but like I said, a lot of these ingredients most people will have in their pantry. Some of the stuff you don't like. I use sea salt. You could probably use kosher salt. Use something else, but I use fine sea salt. One thing that I had to buy that is apple butter. I'm probably, unless I make another batch of these, I probably won't be using this for something unless I can find something else to do with it. Everything else I'm going to reuse in other recipes. If you have a juicer and you can juice your apples, instead of having to buy a gallon of apple juice, you can do that so that you don't have to juice a bunch. And this, I only had 1 glass of this left after I was done, and only needed 1/4 cup. So that's it. Apple pie spiced glazed donuts. The recipe is on brewandfeed.com. I'll share it in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and like to us on whatever platform you're watching this on. And that is it. I'm hoping that you get a chance to make these. Go ahead and brew strong and feed well.